Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate about encapsulation OOPS concept in Java. So let's get started. In one of the previous session, I explained that there are six different OOPS concepts we have in Java. What are they? First one is object. Then we have something known as class. Third one is encapsulation. Fourth one is inheritance. Fifth one is polymorphism. And the sixth one is abstraction. So these are the different OOPS concepts we have in Java. In the previous sessions, I have already covered about this object and classes. Okay. These two OOPS concepts were covered as part of the previous session. Now, in this session, I'm going to cover the next OOPS concept in Java that is called as encapsulation. So what exactly is encapsulation? What exactly is encapsulation? As part of encapsulation OOPS concept, okay, we will wrap the variables and we'll wrap the variables which contain the data and methods which contain the logic into a single unit called classes. Okay. So as part of encapsulation, we need to wrap the variables, data and methods into here variables and methods. Okay. We are going to wrap the variables and methods into a single unit called as class. For what purpose? For what purpose as part of encapsulation we are wrapping the variables and methods into a single unit called classes in Java? To restrict the direct access of the data. That is, where is the data available? In the variables. To restrict the direct access of the variables, okay, we have to do this. As part of encapsulation OOPS concepts, we need to wrap the variables and methods into a single unit called classes with an intention of restricting the direct access of the data. So if I am restricting the direct access of the data, okay, we will be, as part of encapsulation, we will be achieving, okay, as part of encapsulation, by restricting this direct access of the data by wrapping these variables and methods into a single unit called classes, we will be achieving controlled access, a proper controlled access to the data we are going to achieve. That is to the variables. Data means nothing but data will be stored in the variables. We'll be achieving the controlled access to the variables containing the data with the help of this encapsulation. So let me explain this encapsulation concept in practical way right now. Okay, theoretical way I covered where as part of encapsulation we are going to wrap the, that is going to club or wrap the variables and methods into a single unit called classes with an intention of restricting the direct access to this kind of variables containing the data. This is what is the purpose of the encapsulation. So by wrapping the variables and methods into a single unit called classes as part of encapsulation, we are going to achieve the controlled access to these variables containing the data. Okay. So let me now explain these things practical way. For that, I'll switch to this Eclipse IDE. Here, I'm going to create a new. Here we have something like I'll create a new package, encapsulation pack 2, some random package name I'll give. Under that package, guys, I'm going to create a class. Okay, under the package, I'm going to create the class. I'm going to name this class as the name of the class as car. You can give it as car class, but you can give any name, guys. I'm just going to click on finish. You see, I have created a class, guys. In this particular class, I'm going to create some. In this particular class, I'm going to create some variables. Let's say string company int wheels, like that. Any number of variables you can create inside this class. For sample, I'm creating only two variables. Now, if I have this particular two variables, I'll assign some data also to these variables. For example, string company is equal to Honda, wheels is equal to 4, I'll give. Now, in this kind of situation, if I'm going to create another class and with main method containing main method, now there is a demo class containing the main method, guys. Now we have a demo class containing main method. Now, outside the class, if I want to access this particular variables, okay, from outside the class, if I want to access this particular variables and update the values of this variable. Is this possible? Yes. These are normal variables, guys. These are normal variables. Just by creating the normal variables inside the class, outside the class, it's very easy for us to access all these variables or update the values of these variables. For example, to access these variables or to update the values of these variables, I'm going to create an object for the class in which these particular variables are available. New car, like this I'll create, right? So I'll create the object reference as C and I'm going to declare this C with the car class. And using this object reference, I want to access this particular variables of this class. How? I'll just write system.out.println C dot company, C dot company, Honda will be printed. That means I'm able to access the particular variable and print its value here in another class. From outside the class, I'm able to access all the variables of this particular class here. C dot wheels. The number of wheels of this particular car will be printed. Now, if I want to update the values of this particular variables, what I have to do? To update the values of these variables, I can access the variables like this of this car class outside this class, like C dot company is equal to, if I say Kia, the value of this particular variable will be updated to Kia. Now, if I say C dot wheels, the value of this particular variable will be changed from 4 to 8, will be updated from 4 to 8 here. After that, if I access and print C dot company, after updating, if I am trying to access and print the values of this particular variables of the class outside the class, C dot wheels, you see, Kia and 8 will be printed here. Okay. Before that, Honda and 4 will be printed. If I run this code, right click run as job application, this program proves that we can, okay, this particular program proves that we can access the values, access the variables of a particular class outside the class just by creating the object, and by using the object reference we can access the variables of the class, and we can update the variables of the class. You see, Honda 4 Kia 8 got printed, which is as we thought, as expected. But there is a problem, guys. Here we are directly, okay, so even though these particular variables belong to the car class, but outside the class, anyone can come and access these variables and update the values of these variables. There is a security problem, guys. Okay, direct access. We have the direct access to the variables containing this data. We have the direct access to the variables containing the data. How to overcome this problem? How to overcome this problem? One way is that we can, okay, if you don't want to allow these particular variables to be directly accessed outside the class by anyone, we can simply put private access modifier before these variables of the class. The moment I provide this private access modifier before these particular two variables, you see, I'll not be able to access these variables outside the class. I won't be able to access, update the values of these variables outside the class. You see, every statement is giving you the error. The field company is not visible. Company is not visible outside the class. Even though you are trying to access it, these private variables outside the class using the object reference, it is not possible because private, the variables which are specified with private should be accessed only within the class, not outside the class. But here we are restricting it to full. So to avoid the direct access of these particular variables outside the class, we made them private. But once you made them private, they are fully restricted outside the class. These private variables are fully restricted outside the class. If you have to access them, you have to access them only within the class in which they got created. Outside the class, no one can access these private variables. You see, I'm trying to access these private variables outside the class, but here we are getting the errors. I'm just commenting these errors for now. But here, if I want to access this particular variables inside the class, then what I will do here, I'm going to create a method, guys. Okay, public void, I'm just going to create a method like sample method. Now inside the sample method, which is part of the same class, can I access this private variables? Yes, it is possible, guys. Okay, within the same class you can access the, within the same class you can access this private variables, but private variables cannot be accessed outside the class. So if I write here system.out.println company, you see, without any problem I'll be able to access the company. If I write here system.out.println wheels, you see, without any problem I can access these wheels, right? Without any problem I can access these wheels. Now, if you still want to, if you still want to access this private variables, okay, if you still want to access this private variables outside the class, directly via this private variables you cannot access. You see, if you directly want to access the private variables, errors will come like this. So what is the solution? It's not possible for you to directly access this private variables. You see, if I try to access this private variables outside the class C dot company, you see, I'll not be able to access. You see, error is coming. I cannot access either c dot company, c dot wheels. I cannot access. But there is an alternative way, guys. Okay, even though we are not able to access these private variables of this particular class outside the class directly, but indirectly we can access these private variables. How can we indirectly access these private variables outside the class? Again, we have to create the object and the object difference declared with the same class name. Now, using the object difference, you don't try to access the private variables directly. Rather, you try to access this public method, which is created inside the class where the private variables are available. So this public method is part of the same class, so it can access the private members of this class. So via this public method, we can access these private variables. Okay, via this public method, we can access this private variables outside the class. So here, what we have done, here we have wrapped or clubbed the variables along with the methods as part of a single unit known as class. So that the moment I create an object for this class and using this object reference, okay, directly, you see these variables are no more independent. They are clubbed with the methods. If someone want to use these particular variables outside the class via the methods to which they are clubbed, we have to access. So if I say c dot sample, done, I'll be able to access the variables of this particular class via this particular method. C dot sample, I can access. Run this code, right click run as Java application and see that you'll get the output Honda 4 is getting printed. Right? Now you may get a doubt like, you are only trying to access this particular variables outside the class by with the help of this public method. Okay? Because this method is public, the variables are private. So I clubbed these variables with this method, and when I indirectly call this method, okay, when I call this method indirectly, these methods are accessing these variables. I am indirectly getting the result. What if I want to update the values of these particular variables? What if I want to update the values of these particular variables from outside the class? Again, I'll create one more method, guys. Public void set car details, like that. I'll create one method. Okay, here I'll write string company comma int wheels, like this. I'll write. Okay, string company int wheels. I'll write. After that, okay, after that, what I will do here is, here I'll simply say this dot company is equal to company. This dot wheels is equal to wheels. This dot wheels is equal to wheels. Now if I write down c dot set car details, if I write down, and here if I pass Kia and here 8, what will happen? The values of this particular variables which are private to this particular class will be updated via this public method, guys. Okay, just by calling this via this particular method, we are updating the values of the variable indirectly. Now after this is done, if I try to call the same sample method, which is actually accessing or getting the details of this class, c dot sample, if I call, and it will get us the latest values of this particular variables of the class. So after updating this data, and latest values for this company will be Kia and wheels will be 8, should be coming. If I run this code, you see Honda 4. When I call the sample method for the first time, which is accessing the data before this variables value got updated with the new data here. Before that, Kia Honda 4 was there. After updating with Kia 8, you see again if you are trying to access them, so Kia 8 updated data is coming. So guys, so indirectly with the help of these public methods, we are able to access these private variables in a controlled manner. And this concept is called as encapsulation, guys. In Java, using encapsulation, we are clubbing or wrapping the variables with the methods, because variables cannot be accessed directly because they are going to be private. Methods are going to be public. So via the public methods, you are going to access this private variables outside the class, or we should be able to update the values of these variables from outside the class. And this concept is called as encapsulation. Okay, the proper official way of using encapsulation is, instead of writing this kind of methods, general methods using which public methods using which you are accessing this private variables of the class outside the class, or updating the values of these private variables from outside the class, instead of writing this kind of methods, what you can do is you can write proper getter and setter methods, okay, which I covered in the previous section. Okay, instead of writing this kind of methods, Java is asking you to create proper getter and setter methods. So whenever you want to update, you can update. Whenever you want to retrieve, you can retrieve using that getter and setter methods. For that, either you can write it manually, or just click on the source and select generate getter and setter methods and select the two private variables we have in that class. Generate, you see, now we have the getter and setter methods got auto generated, guys. Okay, get company is there, set company is there, get wheels is there, set wheels is there. Instead of depending on this kind of general methods, we can also create getter and setter methods here. And these are also called as encapsulation only, guys. Proper way of encapsulation. This is also encapsulation. This is a proper way of encapsulation, can be done using the getter and setter methods in Java. Okay. So here what we'll do here is whenever you want to get the company, you have to write system.out.println c dot get company, I'll say. Okay. Even though you'll not be able to directly access this company variable, via this public method, getter public method, you are able to access the company. Now system.out.println c dot get wheels will get the number of wheels. Get wheels. Where is the wheels? Here. It is returning the wheels, you see, that we are printing here. Now, after that, I want to set c dot set company. I'll set the company to Kia. Okay. C dot set wheels. I'll set the number of wheels to 8. After that, again, I'll access c dot get company. I'll try to access system.out.println system.out.println c dot get wheels. Okay. Fine. So I should get the output. You see, I got the output Honda 4, Kia 8. We got the proper output. So guys, you see, if you have public methods, okay, via the public methods of a class, if you are accessing its private variables either outside the class, okay, if you are accessing the private variables of a class outside the class with the help of the public methods in the same class where the private variables are there, either accessing or updating with the help of these public methods of the class, and that concept will automatically become encapsulation, because uh, in that concept you are clubbing or wrapping the private variables with the public methods of the class, and and you are restricting the access of the variables directly outside the class, and via that public methods you will be accessing this particular private variables of the class outside the class. Okay, so that means you are giving the controlled access to the private variables of the class outside the class, and this concept is called as encapsulation. So hope guys, with this practical demonstration you understood what exactly is meant by encapsulation in Java. Encapsulation is one of the OOPS concept in Java. Okay, and it can be achieved by wrapping or clubbing the variables and methods into a single unit called classes to restrict the direct access of the data outside the class, that is variables outside the class, or to give the controlled access to that particular variables containing the data outside the class. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.